your posture. Relax the mind and relax the body. And then just focus on the breathing. Focusing means trying to develop mindfulness regarding to the one kind of object. Meditation is universal. Meditation is not just focusing on one object, not just doing something, not just stopping the thinking. But meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding about the truth in order to abandon the wrong understanding of the same one, the same thing that is remaining along the timeline and attachment to it. So just focus on the breathing. At the moment of in-breath, just be aware of it. At the moment of out-breath, just be aware of it. So we will meditate for 15 minutes first, and then we will have the discussion. And then we will meditate again for the next 15 minutes like that. So close your eyes, relax the body, relax the mind. And just focus on the breathing. At the moment of in-breath, just be aware of it. At the moment of out-breath, just be aware of it. Meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding about the truth, about the universal truth. To understand the universal truth, the real nature, we need to develop mindfulness and wisdom. Now we were trying to be mindful of the breathing. In-breath as in-breath, and out-breath as out-breath. If you have the long breath, just be mindful as long breath. If you have the short breath, just be mindful as short breath. Do not let the breathing coming in without being mindful. Do not let the breathing going out without being mindful. Just breathe mindfully. By paying attention to the breathing only, please abandon others' attention or attachment about their job, about the other issue and other situation. Please abandon others' mental attention, except the development of being mindful of the breathing. Our mind is not stable, not peaceful, because of paying attention to the different objects, different things seriously. By paying attention to the breathing only, please abandon all kinds of attention. Upright your head and body and just be mindful of the breathing. Be mindful, in-breath as in-breath. Just be mindful, out-breath as out-breath. Breathing is just a wind nature, wind energies that is changing from moment to moment. Breathing is just a wind nature, natural process that is happening regarding to the respective condition. Breathing is just a natural process, not personal belonging. Not only the breathing, but also circulation, digestion, excretion, metabolism of our body is just a natural process, natural phenomena that are happening regarding to their respective condition, such as the food we ate, the action we did before, the temperature and your mindset. If you can be mindful, very well. You can be mindful in right understanding. You can understand any happening in our mind and body is not forever. It cannot lasting for a long time. It will appear and disappear from moment to moment. We cannot grasp any arising in breath or out breath, feeling or sensation, sound or smell. We cannot grasp any arising as I, mine, or forever. You can understand impermanent nature, changing nature. mindfulness has the power to see the truth, to realize the truth. Now you may become sleepy. This is also not personal belonging. It is just the result of past action, past condition. Today, you have been the hard work or tiring work. That will be affecting the present moment. The present moment happening is just a result of previous action or previous attachment. Now you may have the some kind of thought thinking. That thinking is not personal one. You cannot grasp that thinking as I, mine, or forever. The present thinking is just a result of past attachment or past action or past ignorance. The more ignorance, the more attachment, and the more thinking, the more emotion at the present moment. Be mindful with detachment. Be mindful without taking serious about the present moment. The present moment happening is just temporary, just impermanence. And impersonal arising, because they can arise depending on past condition. Meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding about the truth in order to abandon the wrong understanding and attachment. Minutes meditation time is over now, so you can open your eyes gently. We will discuss about the meditation and what we should understand about the way, about the practice. So we can participate about the discussion. Do you have any practice before?
No, I haven't practiced in a long time.
Oh, yes. And you have previous knowledge?
Rudimentary.
But
Not that great.
And so I would like to discuss maybe as the basics. So first we should understand what is the meditation. Meditation means three practice we need to develop. And generally this teaching is through the Buddha, so with some works we can refer the Pali works. Pali word is just the ancient Indian language. So meditation is the practice of Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Sila means morality practice. Samadhi means concentration practice. And then Panya is wisdom practice. So three practice we need to develop, we need to cultivate. So these three practices are helpful in our life to less suffering, to stop anxiety, and then finally to be liberated from all kinds of suffering. Because that will stop the origin of suffering. People are suffering because of the mental impurities. So before practicing the meditation, first we should understand what is the origin of suffering, causes of suffering. Now we learn meditation, we practice meditation because we want to be free from physical and mental suffering, and then we would like to get the true happiness, true peace, and true purification. So do you remember what are the origin of suffering, causes of suffering?
Greed, anger, ignorance.
Greed, anger, and ignorance. They are origin of suffering. That is also the truth. Greed, anger, and ignorance are the truth. But that truth is the causes of suffering. Whatever your religion, whatever your belief, whatever your education, whatever your nationality, if you cannot control, if you cannot stop the greed, anger, and ignorance, it will lead to suffering or problems. You have the strong greed, strong attachment, strong anger, strong ignorance, it will lead to suffering. That is not religion, and that is not personal belonging. They are just the truth of origin of suffering. The truth means that is always true, regardless of time or situation or religion or culture or any condition. If someone is greedy and too much angry, it will cause bad action and will lead to suffering. So if we want to be free from suffering, we need to reduce and abandon the origin of suffering, the causes of suffering. They are greed, anger, and ignorance. So first we should understand the origin of suffering is greed, anger, and ignorance. How do you understand the greed? Greed? Greed means attachment or liking or craving about the object, about the food. There are six kinds of objects where our mind can be greedy. For example, visible objects, sound objects, smell objects, food, taste objects, and tangible objects, and then mental objects are the where our mind can be greedy or can be angry. Meditation is trying to develop mindfulness to stop these mental impurities, greed, anger, and ignorance. But first basic need is to practice the morality, because if we want to be free from suffering, we should not cause suffering to others living beings. Morality practice is not to harm to others living beings because of our action or our speech. Although we want to be free from suffering, but we are making the suffering to others living beings, it is not reasonable. So if we want less suffering or peace and true happiness, we should not make unhappy or suffering to others living beings. So that means we should take the precepts. And that means we should take the morality. That is not doing harmful action to others living beings. That means we should not kill, we should not steal, we should not sexual misconduct, we should not tell lies or abuse, and we should not using intoxicants. Because these actions are harmful to ourselves and to our environment. So that is first practice we need to learn and apply in our life. Second practice is mindfulness practice. We call concentration practice. Concentration and mindfulness are related to each other. So the previous day I discussed about the mindfulness. So can you remember what is the mindfulness? Can you also discuss what is mindfulness? So can you remember what is the meaning of mindfulness? In meditation field, a lot of teachers always talk about the mindfulness.
It's the present moment.
Yes, being aware at the present moment.
In the specific
For in a specific object. Mindfulness is one kind of mental nature. Mental nature and object are related. To arise the mental nature, one object should be happening there. So to develop mindfulness, we need to aware one kind of object. So to be mindful, to develop mindfulness, we need to choose one kind of object. Generally, we choose the breathing object. Here are 6 kinds of objects we can choose as meditation objects. In some Tibetan meditation method use the sound as meditation object. But in our country, most of the teaching methods is choose the breathing as meditation object, because breathing is how to say always happening in our body. So you can be mindful in any way, anytime. So that means you can practice meditation in any way, anytime. Now even you are in your bed, you can be mindful about the breathing in lying position. Meditation is not directly concerned about the posture, but mainly concerned about the development of mindfulness and right understanding. Maybe in the lying pose, now you can sit on the chair, even though you are lying on the bed, if you can be mindful about the breathing or in your body or in your mental state, that is meditation time. So that's means to develop mindfulness, we will choose what kind of objects. Generally, our awareness is scattered. Our mindfulness or our awareness cannot be only on the specific object continuously. So that means a lot of thinking means our awareness is happening in different area frequently. So to change these habits, we were trying to focus on one object. Generally, we will choose the breathing to be mindful, to be aware continuously. So what is the benefits of being aware at the present moment? So how do you think, what is the benefits of mindfulness?
Free from worry.
Free from worries. In fact, there are a lot of benefits about the mindfulness. But our main intention of mindfulness developing is to have the right understanding, to have the deep understanding about the truth, about the reality. A lot of worries, a lot of suffering come from the not understanding the truth. If we can understand the truth, worries or mental impurities become less and less. So not understanding the truth and impurities are related. The more right understanding, the more realizing about the truth, the less defilements, the less impurities. Impurity means jealousy or worries or anxiety or greedy mind or angry mind or some negative mental state. So development of mindfulness is to have the right understanding about the truth. So next step is to realize the truth. So that is next step. We call wisdom practice or right understanding practice. In the mindfulness stage, at the state of mindfulness practice, you can be mindful pain as pain, feeling as feeling, sound as sound, vision as vision, honest as honest. But to have the wisdom, to develop the wisdom, we need to understand about the truth or real nature. So previously I discussed about some truth we need to understand. There are two kinds of truth. Mainly we need to understand. Buddha also some kinds of classification about that truth. But mainly we need to understand two kinds of truth. They are created truth and original truth. Created truth means that is not real. That is not truly existing in nature, but it appears to be real because of under creation. Can you remember what are the created truths? The last today I discussed created truths. In Bali we call panyati, ninya, ninya go, ninya mantiya. So can you explain what are the created truths?
Example is normally simply is labeling our names. Even just now all the negative feelings or whatever, our languages,
I, my,
right? Right. All the I, minds, everything. Yeah. As long as we create the things.
For example, my name is Soe Win Htut. Now you will see me. You will see my appearance, hair, teeth, maybe skin. If you can see inside my body, you will see skeleton, bones, liver, stomach. So my question is, which part is Soe Win Htut? Is hair Soe Win Htut? Is nail Soe Win Htut? Is teeth Soe Win Htut? Maybe is skin Soe Win Htut? Is fur Soe Win Htut? Maybe is bone Soe Win Htut? Is stomach Soe Win Htut? Is liver Soe Win Htut? So maybe if I can separate in imagination these body parts or organs in different areas, you cannot find out the Soe Win Htut in any organs, in any area. So Soe Win Htut is just a labeling or naming for a combination of a lot of organs, a lot of different items. We combine these different items together, we give them name, we label, and that is I or human or Soe Win Htut. Another example is the cake, for the cake. Cake is not originally existent in nature, but people create it by the combination of a lot of ingredients. A cake or pizza or donut, they are just a people creation. Maybe they will combine a lot of wheat, a lot of ingredients, wheat, soda, egg, butter, and so on. So which ingredient is cake? Is wheat cake? Is sugar cake? Is egg cake? Is powder cake inside? Which ingredient is cake? The answer is just no. So cake is just a labeling or naming for a combination of a lot of ingredients. Ingredient is just an ingredients, not a cake. Maybe if you change the ratio of the ingredients and honestly, if you change the shape, honestly, it becomes like the donut. If you combine the different ratio about the wheat, about the egg, about the butter, about the flavor, it will change the size, and then honestly, you can label another name. So cake is just a naming or labeling for a combination of ingredients. Ingredient is not a cake. Ingredient is just a cake, but the ratio or combination